Welcome to this episode of Cooking with Kirby. Today we're going to be doing some homemade cornbread. Now, I remember my mom Saturday morning whipping up a fresh batch of cornbread to go along with some chili beans. Now, I love this recipe and I'm going to share it with you. So no further ado, let's get down to the recipe so I can show you how to make it. Now, this is a very simple recipe. It takes very simple ingredients and it's really easy to make. So we're going to start off with 1 cup of cornmeal. 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. We're gonna do 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 3 tablespoons of sugar. Now you just want to mix your dry ingredients, just make sure that everything's incorporated properly. Then we're gonna be adding 6 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 large eggs, and 1.5 cup of buttermilk. We're gonna mix that in a separate bowl, and then once we get that all nicely blended, we're gonna go ahead and add it to our dry ingredients. And you wanna mix that into your batter and you wanna make it nice and smooth and creamy. Once it's nice and creamy, then your batter is ready to start putting in your oven pan. Now on my mixer, I am mixing it on medium speed and probably to 2 to 3 minutes. Now this recipe will fit in an 8-inch baking pan. So what you want to do is you want to get some butter and go ahead and grease up your baking pan. Make sure that it's nicely greased because you don't want the batter to get stuck to the pan. Then you want to go ahead and take your batter and pour it into your pan. In a preheated oven at 400 degrees, you want to go ahead and place your baking pan in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes or until golden brown. Once it's done, you want to take a fork and you want to check it to make sure that there's no batter on the fork. You want the fork to be clean, as you can see right here. Now for a little special kicker, you want to just go ahead and take some butter, and while it's still hot, just go ahead and rub the butter right on top of there. And what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar right there on top. It's going to add a little sweetness as you bite into it. It's really fantastic. Once it's cooled down, let it cool down for about 15 minutes. Go ahead and start cutting your squares. And there is nothing better than a homemade cornbread, and it goes great with certain dishes. I love it with chili beans. I cannot have chili beans without cornbread. With my chili beans, I gotta have a nice sized cornbread to go with it. I crumble it up and just put it all in there. And as you can see right here, it's a nice, fluffy, crumbly cornbread. This is an easy and delicious recipe. You must try it. Trust me, you never know how easy it is until you actually do it. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button so you can see future videos just like this and many more. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section. And while you're at it, I have these 3 other recipes. Go ahead and check those out. They're really good recipes. Now y'all be beautiful and take care.